Hello, everybody. The Warriors pulled out a wild one in Indiana. The Warriors grinded the game out with great defense and just enough offense to get it within range of a random ending, and we got a pretty random ending. Let's pick up the game with less than 2 minutes to go, and Indiana up 5. There's going to be some preliminaries up here where Looney will step out, get the pass. Otto Porter will set a little pin down for Draymond, and he'll get the ball. So in the end, though, Draymond's going to get the ball up high here, and the real action is going to be between Steph and Wiggins, and it'll just be a split cut. Looney over to Draymond. Now, in the weak side here, we've got Steph setting a little back screen on Wiggins' man so he can cut to the basket. And Steph is going to get a little bit of contact, but then he's going to slip immediately. Earlier, they showed Steph stretching out his back. I think there is something a little up with his body because usually Steph just loves nailing people full on with screens. He still gets more contact than a lot of smalls do when they screen, but he doesn't do it with the same relish. There's Steph screening, Wiggins cuts, and it's being played pretty well by Wiggins' defender. He's there. He seems to be grabbing Wiggins, and so their arms are definitely entangled here. Wiggins has a little bit of an angle if he can just keep on going and hold him off with strength. The defender has got his arm on Wiggins' chest. Wiggins just trying to get enough space to catch this pass, and he manages to sneak over there and get the pass. Part of it was that the defender was following Wiggins this way, so he didn't have a good view of the pass. This is why the Warriors love this angle on the pass. And now can Wiggins finish at point-blank range with the defender right on his shoulder? Literally, there's his hand on Wiggins' shoulder. Goes up. Beautiful. And a little bit of a frustration bounce because that was good defense, but Wiggins just found the exact sliver of daylight he needed to catch the pass and finish. But things shouldn't be too bad for Indiana. It's still a 3-point lead. Minute 49 left. Simple wing pick and roll. Screen set for Brogdon here. But that was less contact on the screen than Steph got. When Steph set that screen, he actually impeded the player. Here, this is just a real quick peekaboo high screen and I'm slipping move. The spacing here for the Pacers is really questionable because we also have Sabonis up here. It looks like he's coming to set a second screen, but that lets Draymond stay in the area. Okay, so there's the Myles Turner roll, and Looney steps back to go with Turner. There's a little bit of cat and mouse on this play because the Warriors in general have been playing ice defense, which means you expect the screen to be coming over here, and you think this man is going to come middle, and you want to force the man away from middle. So that's how Wiggins is positioned. He's icing wing pick and roll. And then Draymond is waiting over here to contain the drive because in theory you force the person to go in that direction away from the screen, and then Draymond's here, haha, welcome to my little world. But Sabonis says, all right, I don't have to set the screen here. I'm going to move all the way around here and set the screen on top so Brogdon can come take the screen that way. And Draymond, in theory, waiting over here, dropped back. But the way he's positioned, though, he's positioned right behind Wiggins. So he's definitely staying flexible about which side Brogdon is going to. Like, if he was fully committed to the ice, then I think he should really be about here so that when the man turns a corner, he's waiting for him. But I think Draymond feels confident enough that, hey, I don't need to be dropped all the way back to keep up with you. I can guard anybody. Alright, so he does get a little bit of contact on Wiggins here. Brogdon's going to have to go fast if he wants to take advantage. So he goes fast. Wiggins with really good lateral movement to stay with Brogdon. That's really nice. Draymond, in the meantime, is sunk back, trying to keep an eye whether he has to go help or whether he has to stop Sabonis' cut. Brogdon is pulling out some moves here. Step back and hesitation move, and then trying to drive again. He does get Wiggins leaning forward. So that little move gets him around Wiggins. Draymond rotates to prevent the layup. In an absolute perfect world, if Wiggins were being remote controlled by Draymond, he would have immediately switched to cover Sabonis to stop this pass. But it's not a perfect world, and that's a really sweet little pass around Draymond. Good catch, and that's going to be a layup. And you can observe Draymond's annoyance because that was almost really good defense. If only Wiggins had switched inside to stop that dish. And you'll see Draymond show some frustration with his body language. He's looking up at the sky. Oh my God. We almost stopped that. And a little subtle sag of the shoulders there. It's all right, Draymond. Hang in there. Back to a 5-point game. Minute 30 left. The old standard, when all goes bad, let's try a wing pick and roll with Steph and Draymond up here. Draymond comes in, veers around to set the screen for Steph. Draymond and Steph, they were telepathic on this play. It's very quiet, but it sure looked like Draymond was coming to set a screen this way and Steph is going this way. But then they both suddenly go the other way. Steph goes behind the back with the dribble and is now suddenly moving this direction. The defender's going in this original direction. In the meantime, Draymond steps around and flipped his screen to screen his man on that side. It was really funny the way they both did it silently. I don't know if they had a signal or they just both read the play the same way, because they can both see Sabonis is overplaying to this side to try to meet Steph on the other side of the screen. And bam, that is just really nice. So Draymond gets all of Brogdon. Sabonis recovers pretty fast, but now he's off balance. He had to go fast, so he's leaning too far this way. Steph goes this way. Quick crossover. Sabonis is now in trouble. Steph with a quick step in, which gets Sabonis frozen right here. He's right in Steph's face, but Steph is just too quick. And even though he did not have a great shooting night, he made it when it counted. Here's a nice view of the Draymond screen. Steph is definitely with his body language saying, hey, I'm going to go this way. My screener's coming on this side. But then Draymond's going to sneak over and stay mid to see which way Steph goes. Steph with this beautiful crossover. Look at that. Behind the back. Draymond, in the meantime, flips his screen. Steph goes over. And now he's going to attack Sabonis fast. Sabonis has got his weight going this way to stay with Steph. As soon as that happens, Steph plants the foot, just gets a shot up real fast. Myles Turner just did not have it tonight. I don't know how many points he scored, but it was probably single digits. He was missing everything. Oof, so close. That's just an unlucky bounce for everybody on the court. No one would have chosen that. Draymond is doing hero's work boxing out Sabonis here. Wiggins is here and has position on this man. There's like a lot of warriors here, and somehow the ball bounces this way. And so now it's just a straight 50-50 ball. Otto Porter Jr. hustles, and the ball just luckily, I'm not sure if he intended that to happen, but Porter basically just swats the ball off the face of this defender, which is pretty unkind. And you can see Otto Porter, he's going to look at the ref and he's going to start whacking his own face, saying, hey, it went off his face. Bang, bang, bang. Warriors ball. Draymond's organizing everybody in this play. You can see him pointing over his shoulder saying, hey, Otto Porter Jr., go position yourself over here. And then, so Otto Porter is going to go space in the corner. And then now Draymond is saying, Red Rover, send Looney over to set the screen. But definitely either Draymond or Looney has to set the screen because they're being guarded by Sabonis and Myles Turner. Looney, you come on over. So Looney's going to come from off screen and come set this. The same kind of teamwork happening. Looney's stepping up, but he's running right at the defender's back, so it's not clear what side he's going to set the screen on. Usually you set the screen over here, right? And then Steph can come around and take a shot from the top of the key, right on. Turner definitely thinks that's what's going to happen, so he's going to shade to this side, which means Steph is going to react. He did this last play. He's going to reverse direction. Looney sees this coming, so he also is going to start looking like he's going to set the screen here, and he's going to reverse and try to put the screen on the other side of Brogdon. So it's almost exactly what happened last play. Crossover from Steph. Looney tries to get around to set the screen on the other side. And he gets Brogdon. Turner really commits hard. He's got both of his feet this way, so he's facing this direction. So Steph just automatically crosses over and goes the other direction. While Myles Turner is rotating, Steph can blow by him. I think the Pacers feel like this is not a mismatch for them. Myles Turner is a good shot blocker, and he can block this. So Steph goes in, and they just let Myles Turner go in behind Steph, and Steph stops short of the basket, lets Myles Turner run into him, and then he bounces forward and leans forward for the bank shot. That's so beautiful. And actually got nailed by Myles Turner. If that was another superstar, he might have gotten the and one, but since it's not, Steph gets to just do push-ups on the end line. Here's the Looney screen, where Looney's going to come behind, possibly to set a flat screen. Same thing, Turner's going to overcommit to the right side, and that's going to make both Looney come and rescreen, and also Steph to go with a normal crossover this time, just front dribble. Crossover, front dribble. Looney gets just around fast enough to nail Brogdon on the rescreen. Turner is way out over here, but he uses good athleticism to try to get back in the play. But he has to go all out, and he completely commits his body. Steph with another sweet crossover to snake around. And now he sees it coming, and now he's just got to get enough distance between him and Turner so Turner can't block the shot. And the leaning layup. That was beautiful. They bring Steph's man to bring him into the play to set a screen, and he just immediately slips the screen. Brogdon goes fast. He does get half a step on Wiggins. Forces Draymond to rotate. Sabonis is coming back, but Wiggins has done a good job staying with the dribbler so that it's hard to get the pass over. You might remember last time Brogdon had to go all the way deep and then do a wraparound pass to Sabonis, which is pretty tough. You think that Draymond probably had that in mind and was going to definitely overplay that. Probably Wiggins would this time switch over to Sabonis if that had to happen again. So Brogdon with a pretty slick behind the back dribble for a step back. You know, that's a very makeable shot. Sometimes you just miss. Here's Draymond. Again, life and death struggle here with Sabonis under the basket, boxing out hard. Steph coming in for the rebound. Another player coming in for the rebound. Looney turning for the rebound. I don't know how well he's going to box out Turner on this. It's just a 50-50 ball. A wild scramble, and it just pops loose, and Looney saves it. Nice. Okay, I love this play, even though it doesn't result in a three, but I just love the way it unfolds. So this is just a high pick and roll. Looney comes up, sets a screen. Steph is going to take the screen and forces a switch by Turner. This would be a mismatch, so Brogdon says, heck with it, I'm going to come too. Let's all party here. Leaves Looney completely free. Steph flicks it over to Looney. Sabonis is going to rotate fast. So in theory, you might think Looney has got to run this 3-on-2, and Looney could dribble right down the middle, and whichever defender rotated in, Looney would hit the open man. But Sabonis is guarding Draymond, so Draymond does not provide any gravity. Sabonis is going to get in the play, so that's going to mess up the 3-on-2. So Sabonis with a very nice switch in the air, and Looney immediately gets it back to Draymond. I think this is planned. I think the Warriors figured the Pacers would do this. These two guys lost the plot when Steph got off ball. So Looney with the quick pass to Draymond. Steph cuts behind him and he gets the little dish from Draymond. Steph is really open. Draymond's here to set a screen just in case Brogdon rotates, which he does, but it's just way too late. This is a totally open three. Sometimes you just miss. This is just total hustle scramble. Otto Porter Jr. fighting for the ball. He's been a rebounding machine this season. The ball just pops free. Otto Porter, you can see he actually did try to flick the ball in this direction as he's falling. My dying wish I bequeath to you, Looney, the ball. And Looney, good hands, catches the ball. Sometimes you just get the right bounce. He gets it right in front of the basket. And I think he was actually getting fouled because as he was throwing the ball up, his right hand did stop suddenly, so it's probable someone got a piece of him. So Looney just muscles the ball up, and the basketball gods favor him. Looney, in the meantime, looking for the rebound of his own miss, yelling, Looney, Looney. And it goes through. Steph gets double teamed. He releases the ball to Looney. As the camera pans over to Looney, Steph's arm is going to point directly to Draymond, saying, throw it to Draymond. So it was completely planned that the ball would come back to Draymond and Steph would go behind Draymond for the handoff. And there it goes. Draymond right away knows this is happening. Nice. Oh, I see. That's what they were complaining about. I didn't notice that. Brogdon fought his way through the screen, which is excellent, but then fought his way into Steph's body, which is not excellent. So Steph should have actually had 3 free throws on that play. The Warriors just barely hold on to that win. Ugly wins and beautiful wins all count the same in the standings, so on to New York City. The Warriors have all kinds of different emotions going on. Draymond is all business because he's on the court trying to figure out what's next. Gary Payton II says, that was nice. It gets weirder and weirder as you go from left to right. Juan Toscano-Anderson has a mostly normal flexing muscles. I see you are strong and I want to celebrate you pose. That's a typical Warriors thing when someone muscles in a basket. Then we got Jordan Poole. What in the world is going on here? He's got, what do you call this? Electric shock, I'm stunned that you made such an awesome play going on. And then in the foreground, it's almost so weird you don't notice it. Andre, he's not playing. He's dressed like a peasant from a Monty Python sketch, doing Shakespeare here, emoting with his hands, saying, "Behold, Looney, you have truly hustled. I have not been this excited since I last bought crypto." Poole showing some real staying power with his jaw muscles there on the cheeks. He's held this astonished position for many seconds in a row. I think he'd better loosen up, otherwise his face might freeze that way. That's what my parents told me anyway.